They're nasty and they don't belong here.
Going away, stop.
I'll go anywhere you say, sir.
We're going right over here.
I'll go jail.
Karens are well known to be obnoxious. They believe they know everything and can become obsessed with causing trouble. And when served with their karma, they start feigning ignorance. What happens when these Karens are caught on camera, engaging in their own antics? Here are 3 instances in which Karen's antics were recorded on camera, starting with the case of Blair, who is a racist and believes not everyone should be allowed in the pool because certain people are not worthy to breathe the same air she breathes.
Here's all I did. I was right here, and see the Louis Vuitton guy? He's the one who started it all.
She went about throwing tantrums and asking the officers to send the people away because they don't belong there.
Meanwhile, the whole pool is filled with a party. These people don't have a fob. You're only allowed to have 2 guests, not 20.
She claimed to be innocent, but she actually was the instigator. She made some nasty comments about the people, and when they tried to confront her, Blair Featherman couldn't take the taste of her own medicine. On July 22, 2023, Blair made a derogatory comment about an Islamic family because she believes they shouldn't have been in the pool. According to Blair, she was just sitting on her own when a guy wearing Louis Vuitton started the whole drama. Blair went ahead to state how many guests the people who came to the pool are allowed to have. She told the cops they are only allowed to have 2 people because the whole pool is filled with a party. She claimed the people who came to the pool had assaulted her and taken her phone so she wasn't able to do anything.
So we're over here, mind you. This whole crew over here comes over, bum rushes me. I had 2 girls trying to kill me, so I tried to defend myself, but my phone is gone, and I recorded everything, and they probably have my phone.
Who has your phone?
She claims 2 ladies rushed to kill her while she was recording, and that the ladies probably have her phone. She told them she wants those people to leave, and that she wants to press charges for everything that has happened.
They're lying. They're thieves. They come here. They don't belong here. They don't pay for this pool.
Okay.
We pay for all the amenities.
What is your name?
My name is Blair Featherman. And that's fine. They might live here too, but you're only allowed 2 guests.
Yeah.
They have the whole
So have you
pool.
called security or management?
Well, we were trying, here's the funny thing. We were trying to get security's number, and they came over and bum rushed us like a bunch of freaking hellions. No, they don't. They never put them out here. Honestly, this is a big problem right now.
So do you want us to make them leave and then we're
Please make them leave. Yes.
She went ahead to call them all sorts of derogatory names. She called them thieves and liars, says those people don't belong there because they don't pay for the pool, and that they were actually the ones that pay for all the amenities. The police officer asked Blair Featherman whether she called the security or anything. She told the officers that while they were trying to get the security number, the people came over and bum rushed them like a bunch of hellions. She authoritatively told the police to make the people leave the pool.
So do you want us to make them leave and then we're
Please make them leave. Yes, they don't belong here.
She proceeds to show the cops the footage. After careful evaluation of the situation, the cop told her he doesn't see anyone attacking her, and rather she was the one that attacked the other people. She didn't like the response they gave her, and to her ultimate displeasure, the cops told her there was nothing criminal in the footage.
This is BS.
Okay.
These guys attacked me. The
That's what I
women
want.
mostly.
That's
He
what
just
I want
wants to
to
see
see.
it.
The guy in the video showed the police officers the full video. The officer told them someone standing is not a crime. They went ahead to ask the officer to write a DA. The officer told them he needed evidence to write something. She went on to accuse the officer of being partial. She claimed those people could get away with everything because they are Latinos.
They came and attacked me. Four of them attacked me in the bush right there. 4 guys. The
Oh my God, they pummeled
guy in the black shirt.
I looked to the left. They pummeled him.
I think he's gone. Okay. I told your female officer about him. I pointed it out to him.
Okay.
No, this is no joke
Can
here,
we
you guys.
call someone from management? You got that
Sure,
have after hours?
do it.
From all the information gathered, Blair seems to be the one who assaulted the people who were recording her. An eyewitness explained she saw Blair pulling a lady with dark hair backwards, but Blair refuted everything, saying the eyewitness was lying. To Blair, everyone is a liar except her. At this point, the police officers were getting tired of Blair's shenanigans. They asked her to please allow them to do their job. The eyewitness explained that Blair reached for a phone and smashed the face of the female who was recording her.
Other females
I've heard
were
that about
recording
15
Blair.
times since I've been here. I understand.
For a phone and then smacked the face of a female that was recording her. That's the information that I received. So I figured I'd give you guys benefit of the doubt, ask you guys.
Okay, so I'm gonna
While the man was seen explaining the whole situation to the police, Blair seems to start crying on the phone to somebody who supposedly might be a police officer. She was asked to pass the phone to the officers, but ultimately the cops declined.
Yes.
I don't need to talk to someone who's not
Littleton
here.
cop.
I don't need to talk to someone who's not involved. I understand that. I asked you to call management so we can see
I
if
don't
they're allowed
have
to be
their number.
here.
They're not allowed
You
to be
said
here.
that you had management's number.
No, I said I had to look for it. Oh my God.
Okay.
Fine.
Saying they don't need to speak to someone who wasn't involved. The cops asked her to call the management instead. She went as far as accusing the officers of lying on her. With all the information that was provided and the long explanations, the cops finally came to a conclusion about the situation and had some shocking revelations on what Blair did during the incident. Apparently, Blair was the one instigating everything. She was saying racist things and blowing everything out of proportion, and when the people confronted her, she couldn't handle it. Blair continued with her shenanigans. Even the man by her side was fed up at this point and asked her to shut up. After Blair reportedly told the officers that the people don't belong there,
Camera before we do
belong
it,
here.
before we make any action, okay?
They don't belong here.
the officers revealed some details that show the people actually do belong there and that they have every right to be there just like Blair and everyone else.
Let me tell you something. According to the guy he was on the phone with, that I believe to be the district manager, if they pay the $200 to rent that out, they've got the clubhouse for that day.
Not the pool.
Yeah, the pool.
No.
Yeah, the pool.
But they usually.
Why don't you argue with Wyatt tomorrow about
me?
your civil?
Blair continued saying that the people assaulted her and the men. The police asked if she had other injuries aside from the hair pulling, and she told them she doesn't have any yet. They asked her if she was in pain, and she said her scalp is not feeling great. She claimed 7 of them pummeled her. She claimed they were punching and kicking her, but when the police officer asked where she was pushed, she said she didn't even know, but she tried to defend herself. How hilarious. When the cops asked if she wanted to press charges against the people, she said no. Her excuse was that she doesn't want them to come after her with their gang.
There's a girl over there that's got an injury. None of them want to press charges.
She's an
Do you want
injury,
to?
she's
Do you want to
attacking.
press charges if we can substantiate a crime after looking at the camera? Do you want?
No,
do you want to
because
go
I
to
don't
court
want
and do
them
all
on my
that?
trying to kill me with their gang.
We can say at this point Blair knew she was wrong and was scared of the people pressing charges. She continued to discriminate against the people. She called them wannabes and that she didn't grow up like them. It is funny because Blair seems to be the only tacky one right now. They finally ended up leaving the scene. And finally, the officers got the full footage of what transpired at the pool.
Trash.
Racist Karen, let's find her, Lakewood, Colorado.
You can't just record me.
From the footage, Blair was the one that actually assaulted the lady recording her, and not the other way around. But she lied and thought she could just have her way, like always. Blair is a typical example of an entitled, bitter woman who thinks the world revolves around them and everyone must dance to their tune. When you think you've seen it all with Blair and her shenanigans, our second case will leave you flabbergasted. On August 25, 2022, a lady called Alexa was stopped by the police at a gas station for drunk driving. Alexa, who was caught driving under the influence, thought she could outsmart the police. The cop asked her to step out of the vehicle. She seems to be confused on why she was pulled over. The officer explained to her that she would have to undergo a sobriety test because from her breath, it seems like she was drunk.
Got for use of standardized field sobriety tests. I want you to show me you're able to operate a motor vehicle without impairment. You understand?
She acted confused. The police went further to explain that she left her lane, driving completely over the center to travel. The police went further to question whether she was on her phone or if she had something to explain. She asked the police if they suspected she was drunk, and they told her they could smell alcohol from her breath. At first, she acted confused on why she was pulled over, but from how everything went, it seems she knew already but tried to lie to the cops. She went on to ask for her mom to come and get her. The officer refused, as it would interfere with the investigation. She kept asking the officers why her mom can't come and get her.
Why? Why?
I've told you numerous times you're not calling.
Why? Why though?
You're an adult.
I wanna know why.
You're an adult.
The officer told her her mom coming to get her was not an option. The officer offered to call an Uber for her. Alexa insisted on calling her mom so she could tell her everything, but the officers declined and told her she wasn't calling anyone. Alexa asked why she wasn't allowed to make a phone call, and the officer simply told her she was an adult. The officer told her he was going to conduct a DUI investigation to make sure she is safe to drive home, and that her mom wasn't needed because she's an adult. She claims she was just 20 years old and still needs her mom. She even had a problem with 2 officers attending to her. She asked the officers why there were 2.
Stand right here.
How convenient. While the cops were examining Alexa, she tried to outsmart the officers. The officers told her even if she calls her mom and her mom showed up here, they would simply ask her to step back. After the examination by the cops, she seemed confident and proceeds to talk back at the cops. She talked entitled and smart and making it look like what is happening is actually a joke. She said the cops sometimes feel empowered and they like to take advantage of people, but that was not going to work on her.
Because sometimes cops fuck with people and like they shouldn't. I'm just saying like they do, like they have power over like other shit, like it's not.
She refused to walk in a line. The officers asked her to use an imaginary line. She was asked to do more procedures, and she proceeded to talk back at the officers. She categorically told the cops this isn't what's supposed to happen during a DUI. The officer told her one more question from her would be considered an obstruction. She went further to accuse the cops of making up the test. She went further to accuse the cops of always making things up with their brains. After the test, what happened next is something she wasn't expecting in her wildest imagination. Can you guys guess what happened? Your guess is as good as mine. Alexa was arrested for DUI. She tried resisting arrest and started calling for her mom, but she was pinned down in the police vehicle. Her mom arrived at the scene and asked her not to resist arrest, as she could get charged with it, and that would make everything worse. Alexa continued to resist. She even begged her mom for help. After she finally got in the car, her mom had something to say about how the whole situation was handled. She wasn't pleased on the officers handling the case. She felt the way the officers handled the case was wrong.
Because I'm going to tell you right now she did. He's a fucking asshole that just strong-armed her, and you witnessed it all. You seen it.
Yes, because she resisted.
No, she did not resist.
Right.
She just said no.
Do you want to listen or do you want to keep talking?
Too tight.
Pushing anything active like that. He had active resistance against him.
No, he didn't. Come on.
Yes,
He's
she
double
did.
her size. He's
Okay.
500 pounds
Okay.
to 90 pounds.
If I have you in handcuffs and you're pulling away, preventing me from putting you in handcuffs.
You know what he's pulling away for?
What?
Because he's got him so tight. That's why he just checked him again.
They weren't tight.
She said they're
just
so
slipped
tight.
out of them.
Bullshit.
She slipped out of them.
She clearly told the officers her daughter didn't resist arrest, she only said no. Alexa was sentenced to 1 year on probation, and her license was suspended for 1 year and 50 hours of community service. Hopefully, Alexa turns a new leaf and learns that her mom cannot always save her from certain situations. Hope she learns some manners, too. Our third and final case is an interesting one. It's about a woman whose name has been withheld. On February 3, 2022, a store owner made a report to the officers that a customer had assaulted him. An eyewitness explained that he walked into the car, got into a dispute. She grabbed hold of his neck and started choking him and pushing him against the wall. She said the woman is either drunk or onto something. When the officers came to the suspect, she seemed to be intoxicated. She claimed she wanted to buy a pack of beer and that they refused to sell it to her. The officers asked the woman to calm down, and she responded by not calming down one bit.
I have some of it. I got some of it. I got some of it.
First of all,
I had a guy pinned up against the f***ing wall.
we're gonna stay over here.
The cop told her she would be in handcuffs if she refused to calm down. She went to play the victim. She said she was having a hard time and that she has anxiety, which is why she was trying to buy alcohol. She was so drunk that she even accused the cops of trying to rob her. She kept on blabbing about having too much money. She tried going inside her car and the cops stopped her. After the cops told her she couldn't go back to the store, she repeatedly went back, which made the cops detain her.
No, you're not. Yeah, you can go ahead. You're not hurting me.
Thank you.
She told the cops there are 2 sides to every story. According to her, she did nothing wrong and that she only protected herself. She continued to say curse words while in the vehicle and continued to explain. Then, the unexpected happened. She dared the cops to kill and even threatened them that there were going to be problems and said she could grab the gun, which could make the whole situation worse. She somehow was able to get out of the cuffs and went ahead and hit the vehicle. She claims she couldn't breathe inside the vehicle and that the cops cannot just lock her inside the vehicle and risk her life.
You're not locked in here, bro. My lips are chapped. I'm dehydrated.
Okay.
I'm not even f***ing doing nothing. I f***ing do everything.
She went on to say that she was on medications and pled for them to let her breathe fresh air. She later started panicking. She refused to enter the police vehicle and claimed she might die if they put her in there, emphasizing she had severe anxiety. She claimed she was dehydrated and that was the reason she wanted to buy beer in the first place. She explained beer can actually hydrate her. She went further to ask for some water so she could take her medication, but the officers declined her request. She tried to get out of the vehicle again and continued to resist. At this point, the officers were over the back and forth, and they threatened to tase her. She later went on to body shame the cops. She was charged with stolen property, resisting a merchant, a battery charge, resisting a law enforcement officer, and sentenced to 30 days in jail. Let's hope she learns her lesson in jail.